Hello and welcome to the Mesa Public Schools Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event tonight. We have some fantastic schools, but before we get started, I want to share with you a few housekeeping announcements. I'm Jennifer, I'm your facilitator, and I really hope we're going to make this a really fun, smooth evening, and I know you're going to learn a lot for your college search. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can also, when you're leaving those questions in the Q&A, don't forget, you can leave a question for all of the representatives to answer. Maybe you want to know who has a certain major or a club activity, or you can leave a note for a specific representative by including the name of their school so they know you'll want to hear from them. This is just one of many different sessions that have been happening for Arizona students. We hope you've been enjoying the programming and will still sign up for the next round to come. You can do that at the same website where you signed up for this session, strivescan.com/greater-Arizona. Also know this presentation and all presentations are being recorded. You can find them in the coming days where they will be posted, again, at the same website where you registered, strivescan.com/greater-Arizona. I'm now excited to welcome our very first presenter. We're going to be learning about Webster University.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to pull up my screen here. Okay, everybody see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Gone big.
Yes, thank you and welcome to Webster. My name is Deanna. I am an admissions rep at Webster University. A little bit about me. I actually did do my undergrad here and I'm currently in graduate school here. So if you have any questions about the type of student that goes there, feel free to put those in the chat. To begin with, we are located in a suburb of St. Louis, Missouri. We're about 16 minutes away from Six Flags as well as from downtown St. Louis. So you get a little bit of best of the both worlds. The other thing is we are regionally, nationally, and internationally known. We are on the smaller side. So I will say we have about a 9-to-1 student teacher ratio. And we say we cap out classes mostly around like 25 students. But when I went there, I would definitely say it was probably around like 15 students to a class. What's really unique about that is your professors get to know you, but you also get to know your professors and your peers really well. A lot of discussion-based classes, and it's very hands-on. And then I do want to mention that we have about 2,100 undergraduate students that go. These are full-time undergraduate students that attend our Webster Grove campus. Next, we have our classes. Actually, they are divided by department. We have 5 different departments within Webster University. You can see them here. I am not going to be able to kind of click into each one of these, but I did include an interactive link and my information in the chat box. So feel free to save that, bookmark that, and you can look at over 120 different majors that we offer. Moving on, I will say at Webster, you can be as involved as you'd like. We have a very robust campus life. So we have authors, artists, we have a theater and a conservatory on campus. So there's always some fun things going on. With over 70 plus clubs, students can be a part of those. But also if you are wanting to create a club, you can also do that. If you and 9 other people sign a petition, you can actually make your own student-led club. We also have opportunities in our communication school. If you wanted to be a radio host, you can have a time slot for your own radio, which is really exciting. And a lot of our students do that, as well as they can do like little podcasts as well. I always say we have a little bit of everything for everyone. We also are a Division III athletic program. So I will say we have a lot of men's sports. There is a new MLS stadium that's being built in St. Louis. So if you're a soccer fan, you definitely have a lot of opportunity to do that. But also we have our, downtown area where you can go to watch a baseball game and things like that. Moving on, we also have some women's sports here. So if you want to be a part of any one of these, you can definitely get into contact with a coach and we can get you recruited. This cute guy here, this is our mascot. He is called the Warlock. It is something that the students created in the 1980s, and he's kind of stuck around. He looks very futuristic now, a little scary in the past, but he has become this figure that we have here. He has the paws of a cheetah, the horns of a buffalo, and the face of a Saint Bernard. There is a BuzzFeed article out there, and it's called The Weirdest Mascots, and we are actually on there. So if you wanted to Google that, you could definitely find it. Next, we also have on-campus housing. We have two areas, West Hall and Maria Hall, where our undergraduate students stay. It is modern and comfortable. I will say they're a suite style, kind of like a Jack and Jill. So you have two people in the bedroom, and then you will have a shared bathroom with two people in the other room. And I will say they're private, and students really do enjoy that. There's no huge bathroom at the end of the hallway or anything like that. Roommate assignments we take very seriously. So there will be an in-depth questionnaire where it's going to ask you questions to get a little bit of a feel for your personality and different things like that. They may even ask you, you know, what temperature you keep the room at night, just to make sure that we get you matched up very well. And we also offer free laundry for students. So that's always a great thing. When I went here, we did not have that. The other thing is there is a 360 housing tour. So if you want to, feel free to click on that link and it will take you to that interactive website. Next, we have one of the most well-known, I want to say, study abroad programs. I am also partial to it. I studied at our Thailand campus. What is really unique is we actually pay for your round trip ticket, and students are able to kind of travel as many times as they want. They're actual Webster campuses, so it's vetted, it's safe. And I always tell students there's so much opportunity with that. Everything travels with you, your scholarships, along with your transfer of your transcripts and everything. So you really, all you have to worry about is packing and getting on that airplane. And then I do want to mention your next steps. We do take the Common App as well as a Coalition application. So feel free to apply through there, or you can do it directly through our website. All we really ask is that you send in your transcripts. We are test optional. So if you did not like your ACT or SAT scores, you can feel free to just say, you know, I'm applying test optional, and we'll just take a look at the transcripts and take a wholesome approach at looking at your application. And I do want to mention, you can start scheduling visits. So if you want to come out on campus, take a tour, kind of get to know us a little bit more. I promise I won't talk as fast as I am right now. And next, this is the tuition, along with we have scholarships that range anywhere from $10,000 to $19,000. So it's all based on merit. And be sure to fill out that FAFSA. And as I mentioned, continue studying hard and feel free to come out and visit us. I thank you all for joining us today, and take care.
Thank you so much for starting us off and sharing all about Webster. We're on to school number 2, and we're going to be hearing from Wartburg College.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Hannah Hagee, and I am one of the admissions counselors with Wartburg College. And I'm really excited to be here tonight to tell you a little bit about Wartburg as your college search continues. So to get started, Wartburg is located out of state. We're in Northeast Iowa in a town called Waverly. We're a small private liberal arts college. We actually only have about 1,500 students on our campus. So we're really focused on those small class sizes, one-on-one relationships with your faculty and staff. We want our students to be valuable and contributing members to the Wartburg community and the world at large. We know that your college experience should be focused on an outstanding academic opportunity and program that you're a part of, but your 4 years should be so much more. So we want you to have the opportunity to study abroad, to do internships, work experience. Maybe you want to be involved in a variety of student organizations or music or athletics. We're going to hit on a little bit of all of that stuff tonight, but knowing that you would have all of those opportunities at a place like Wartburg. In terms of academics, we do have over 50 different majors on campus. Right now, our most popular are business, biology, elementary education, psychology, and music therapy. And Wartburg is unique in the fact that we operate on a 4-4-1 academic calendar. So that means as a student, you would take 4 classes fall term, 4 classes winter term, and then we have a May term, so the last 3.5 weeks of the year. If you are on campus for May term, you would take 1 class for about 3 hours each day, and the year with just 1 final before your summer break. But our Wartburg students tend to also be over-involved during their full semesters and have a hard time leaving campus for opportunities such as study abroad. So May term presents a really cool opportunity for students to be able to do some of those study abroad experiences and not be away from campus for so long. So in a usual year, we would have trips going out to New Zealand, Australia, Costa Rica, tours around Europe, Guatemala, places in Asia, a large variety of opportunity for our students. Some statistics here on the slide for you. I'm not going to read them all, but we are really proud of our 97% success rate. So after our grads graduate from Wartburg after their senior year, they're surveyed to see if they're doing what they had planned with their bachelor's degree. And 97% of them say, yes, I did my 4-year degree at Wartburg and now I'm either in the workforce right away, or I'm in graduate school, or maybe I'm doing a year of service with a Merit Corps or Peace Corps, something like that. But they are finding success in those next plans and career goals that they've had for themselves. We also have students from 61 different countries and 38 different states represented. So it's really cool to see that diversity in experience and upbringing come to play in the classroom and in our campus community. Like I said, Wartburg students are over-involved. So of our 1,500 students, nearly 700 of them are involved in athletics. We're Division III for athletics with 24 different athletic teams. Soon to be adding esports next fall, which is very exciting for students who are interested in that. And so we do have 24 different teams right now. We can't offer athletic scholarships because of our division, but we'll talk a little bit later about the awesome academic scholarships that we offer for all of our students at Wartburg. And then we have over 450 students that are involved in music. So we have 18 different music ensembles on campus. We have band, choir, orchestra, jazz band, pep band, drumline, a huge variety for our students. And if you're musically inclined and you would like to do a music audition, you could earn up to $6,000 per year in a music scholarship. You do not have to be a music major in order to get a music scholarship. So that's another really good opportunity. And then we have over 100 student organizations on campus, so you can get involved in a large variety of other ways. We have student organizations focused on service, leadership, political organizations, academic honor societies, a huge variety there based on what you're interested in as well. And then a little bit about our application process. So we try to make it as simple as possible. If you are a senior this year, this information is prevalent right now. If you're not a senior, this information mostly stays the same every year other than those scholarship numbers changing, with the application and admissions process is pretty much the same. So our application is always free. You can complete it in 10 to 15 minutes on our website, or if you're doing the common application, you can add Wartburg there as well. A few things happen for students from Arizona once you are accepted for admission. The first thing is that you'll receive an automatic merit-based scholarship. This year, seniors are receiving $26,000 to $31,000 immediately upon acceptance based on that high school GPA. We're test optional, so you can decide if you'd like to send in your test score. The other thing we're offering this year is for all accepted out-of-state students, you'll receive an additional $2,000 out-of-state grant. And since you live more than 400 miles away from campus, you'll qualify for our fly-in program. We will reimburse your travel expenses up to $350 so that you can come visit. You'll see a few of our scholarship opportunities listed here. So that merit-based scholarship on top. If you have a 3.5 GPA or higher, you'll also be invited to attend one of our scholarship days on campus to recognize your academic success and learn a little bit more about Wartburg. We also have some visit days for specific academic departments that happen in the fall. Those have $1,000 scholarships attached. If you have a sibling, grandparent, or parent who has attended Wartburg, you qualify for a legacy scholarship, or an alumni can refer you for an alumni referral scholarship, and then the music scholarships that we mentioned as well. In terms of next steps, I'd just like to invite you, number one, if you're a senior and at least 5% interested in Wartburg, you might as well send in that application. Number two, try to come visit campus, whether it's one of those scholarship and departmental visit day opportunities, or if there's just a different time that you'd like to come visit, we'd be happy to show you around Wartburg and see why it would be a good fit for you. And then the other thing is just stay in touch. If you have any questions about Wartburg or the college search in general, don't hesitate to reach out. We are here to support you through that entire process. And with that, I will say thank you and turn it back over.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for sharing all about Wartburg. We're on to our third school, and it's going to be St. Ambrose University.
Everyone, my name is Isabella Forel from St. Ambrose University. Can we see my screen okay, Jennifer?
Yes, I can see your screen. Oh, now we're in presenter mode. So
Oh,
if you can
no.
go, yeah, I don't know, just flipped over. You can go to the display settings up towards the top of the screen. One more over to, oh, I don't know which direction I'll be for. Yep, swap. Oh, you're right there. Swap it and it should change the view.
Is that better?
Yep, you're full screen.
Perfect.
All good to go.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Isabella Forel, and I am a senior admissions counselor at St. Ambrose University. We are a private Catholic liberal arts college located in Davenport, Iowa, which is part of the Quad Cities area. If you don't know where the Quad Cities is located, it's on the border of Iowa and Illinois. Our approximately 3,000 students take advantage of over 60 different undergraduate academic programs, ranging from the arts to the education or to engineering to the health sciences, as well as master's and doctoral programs. With average class sizes of 20 students, our students are getting personalized attention from the very beginning. Professors are invested in each and every one of their students. They truly want you to be successful. So they will be the ones who can contact you with internships and write recommendation letters for jobs or for grad school. In addition to the help from professors, we have a wide variety of free services for students. These include Student Success Center, offering free peer tutoring for 100 and 200 level courses and writing assistance. The Accessibility Resource Center helps students requiring physical or learning accommodations. And the Career Center assists with on-campus employment, resume creation, interview skills, and alumni connections. These resources are a few of my favorite things about St. Ambrose, but another favorite of mine is our campus environment and community. Of our 2,300 undergraduate students, nearly 70% of them live on campus all 4 years. This is huge for a small school like us. Because of this, campus is very fun and lively, and with being right on campus, most of our students take advantage of our clubs and organizations. St. Ambrose has nearly 100 on-campus clubs that are all student-driven, meaning if we don't have a club that you are passionate about, you can start one. Clubs and organization themes include academic, culture, honor societies, service-based, special interests, wellness and recreation. Many of our professors will also compete in our intramural sports. So if that's something you're interested in, it might be nice to get back at a professor if they gave you a bad grade. Another way to be involved is through campus ministry. Welcoming of all faiths, students can take part in many different activities such as retreats and service learning trips. Last year, students dedicated more than 170,000 service hours to our community. And these are not required service hours, so students just choose to do that. All of these service hours are organized through our campus ministry department, and we encourage students to participate in those activities. Athletics are also available for students to take advantage of. There are approximately 800 student athletes on campus who are members of our 31 varsity teams. They will be comparable to Division II or III, depending on the sport. We are part of the NAIA, which means we are able to offer athletic scholarships to our student athletes. St. Ambrose also offers programs in music, art, and theater, so students are able to continue their passion for the arts, whether they choose to major in it or not. Scholarships are available for all 3 programs by audition or portfolio review. Nearly 80% of the students who participate in our music programs are not music majors or minors, making this a campus-wide activity. Additional scholarships for students include annual academic scholarships ranging from $13,000 to full tuition and are given to all admitted students based on GPA and test scores if available. But we are test optional and we will not require a test score in order to be admitted. We also offer parent alumni, ethnic diversity, Catholic, athletic, and fine arts scholarships. Your admissions counselor will serve as your financial aid person during your senior year. So our application is free. It's online and only takes about 10 minutes because we only require your basic information. There's no recommendation letters or essays required. Students with a 2.5 unweighted cumulative GPA on a 4.0 scale are admitted to SAU. Test scores can help you if you do fall beneath the requirement, but can also help increase your academic scholarship. So we do encourage students to apply early and to request your transcripts to be sent in. High school seniors are encouraged to apply by November 15th of 2021 to receive their early application scholarship. Students can apply at www.sau.edu/apply. And we are currently offering in-person and virtual campus visit options. We can't wait for you to begin your journey at St. Ambrose. So thank you for your time and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Wonderful. Thank you, Isabella, for sharing St. Ambrose. All right, we're on to our next school, and that is going to be the University of Iowa.
All righty. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marcus Phillips, one of the associate directors here at the University of Iowa. Thank you for being here this evening. I'll talk a little bit about the university. We are located in Iowa City, Iowa, which is about Iowa City, about 80,000 people and 140,000 people in the metropolitan area. We are in the southeastern quarter of the state. The closest airport is about 25 minutes north of our campus, and we have direct flights from that airport to the Phoenix, Mesa, Arizona area. So definitely, if you needed to visit, just a short plane ride to Iowa City area. The city is one of only 2 cities of literature in the U.S. So basically what that means is that literature, drama, poetry, and art are very instrumental in the community. The only other city with this designation is Seattle, Washington. So we're in pretty cool company. It's a pretty cool, hip college town where there's a lot to do in terms of arts and culture. There's an extensive amount of hiking, biking, and walking trails as well. There's over 200 businesses downtown Iowa City. Over 70 are alumni owned. So for our students, our campus is right across the street from downtown Iowa City. So it's pretty much at their fingertips. Here's an aerial view of our campus. It's organized by the Iowa River as the east side and west side of campus. So the area that's situated above the Iowa River is considered the west side of campus, which contains our world-class research facilities, our athletic facilities, as well as our performing arts buildings. But also in the upper left-hand corner is our massive University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, which is one of the largest teaching hospitals in the U.S. And so that's very key for our students who are looking to go into the health sciences profession. And with that being said, early on, students had the opportunity to conduct research, work part-time, volunteer, or job shadow those professionals in the health sciences field. We do have students who tend to work over at the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, typically in our children's hospital, and actually it's our largest employer of our student body. There's also a VA hospital on the west side of campus as well. So students have a range of different settings to be a part of. Below the Iowa River is considered the east side of campus. Right in the middle of the screen is our main hub of campus, which is the Pentacrest. So this is primarily undergraduate education. From that main location to majority of the classes, it's less than a 10-minute walk. It's a very walkable, bicycle-friendly campus as well. Our student profile, we had a little bit over 31,000 total students. So we are the largest institution in the state of Iowa, but we are one of the smaller Big Ten institutions. For our incoming class, we have about 40 students from 45 states and 40 countries represented. Overall, we have students from all 50 states and U.S. territories and over 100 countries. As you can see with our first year incoming class, a little bit over 4,500 students. Majority are from the state of Iowa. However, we have a large group from outside the state of Iowa, and primarily the West Coast is our largest area outside the Midwest. We have 22% minority students, about 20% first generation students as well. So how do you become a Hawkeye? And so to apply, we do accept the common application, the coalition application, and we have our own institutional application all online. That's $40 fee for the application. We highly encourage you to apply by our early action deadline, which is November 1st. If you're unable to apply by November 1st, it's still okay. As long as you apply by March 1st, you'll still be considered for merit-based scholarships, which range from $2,000 to $12,000. Now, we are test optional for this year, but before I get to that point, I want to talk about our formula that we use for admission. And so this formula is used for students who want to submit their test score. And so with this formula, there are 3 factors that are considered: the test score, ACT or SAT. There's no preference. We don't superscore. And then we'll look at your cumulative GPA, whether it's weighted or unweighted, and the number of core courses that you complete by the time you graduate from high school. And it generates a score. And for admission, you need a 255 score. And this is for our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Now, we do have several programs like nursing, business, engineering, public health, and education that have direct admit requirements. And I'll provide a link in the chat later on so you can have access to that information. Now, this is the way to apply if you're applying with a test score. So for this year, we are test optional. So if students decide to apply without a test score, we will just look at your cumulative GPA, your core courses. We'll also consider require actually an essay and then your official high school transcript. Typically, decisions take about 2 to 3 weeks from receiving all required documentation. It's been an exciting year at University of Iowa academically. We were named one of the top Fulbright producing institutions in the US. And in fact, we were the #1 ranked institution in terms of students who applied for the Fulbright Scholar were awarded. So about 50% of our students who applied for a Fulbright Scholarship were actually awarded one. So we're very happy about that. This is for the 6th year in a row that we've been one of the top producing Fulbright institutions. As well as we had a student named a Rhodes Scholar, which is the most prestigious award you can earn as an undergraduate. Only 32 students in the US received this award. And she was able to work directly with faculty. So our Dean of Engineering actually worked directly with her to conduct mock interviews for this process. We had a scholarship coordinator that helped the young lady develop her profile. And then she conducted research in the lab to study algorithms on bands such as Fitbit and so forth. And so there's a lot that students can do here at the University of Iowa to get involved. Now, last thing is here's our contact information. So if you do have any additional questions, just let us know. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Marcus. We enjoyed hearing about Iowa. We're on to our next school. Don't forget, we have a Q&A for any questions, and keep your eye on the chat for the contact information. But now I'm excited to have us move on to hear all about Hastings College. Hi, Dave. We can see you.
Hear me, Jennifer?
Yes, we can hear you. Are you going to share a screen?
Yeah. Am I sharing?
Yes, I haven't seen it yet. Wanted to check.
Okay. Let me. Oh. Oh, come on.
Here it comes. Sometimes it's just a little bit slow. All right,
Okay.
We can see it, and we just want to go to presentation mode now. So if you want to hit one of the presentation, but we can see it.
Okay. Hello,
There you go.
everyone. Hastings College is a small liberal arts school located in Hastings, Nebraska. We have a population of about 800 students in a town of about 25,000. I myself graduated from Sabino High School in Tucson, Arizona. Didn't like the larger options that I had. I had a coach and a teacher that was from Nebraska, and that's how I ended up at Hastings. The thing that really impressed me about Hastings was what you're looking at here, and that is a student to faculty ratio. You actually get to know your instructors. Your instructors are actually your mentors. They are the people that will help you throughout your process at Hastings College. And then after you graduate, or when you're graduating, these are the same people that are helping you find a job and get out into the world. Hastings is located, as you can see, right smack dab in the middle of the country. We call ourselves the heartbeat of the United States. And as you can see where Phoenix is located, An advantage that we have now is that there's a direct flight from Mesa to Grand Island, Nebraska, which is 20 miles north of Hastings, and it's a 2-hour flight. Allegiant costs are very low, so usually for $50 or $60 one way, you are in Hastings in about 2 hours. We've been voted one of the best 25 small college towns in the country. The thing that I loved about Hastings is, as in all the Midwest, the people are just incredible. Friendliness is an understatement. And you have, with our campus, the ability, there's no reason for a car. Really, there's no reason for a bike. You can walk from one end of our campus to the other in 15 minutes. Innovation, this is where we become very, very strong. At Hastings College, you'll never take more than 2 classes at one time. The first 2 weeks that you hit campus, you're going to take 1 class, you'll test out of it. And then for the next 7 weeks, you'll take 2 classes, test out of those. And then before you go home for Christmas break, you're going to take another 2 classes and test out. This has become very good for us because it allows us to have some flexibilities. If there are changes needed to be made, instead of having to go through a very complicated process in a semester scenario, you can change very easily within 7 weeks. Also, another big reason why we do this is because if you're an athlete, or if you do something in the fall, you're going to travel in the spring. Or if you an athlete and you do something in the spring, you're going to travel in that 2-week block in the fall. Every junior will travel abroad for 2 weeks. This is a part of your tuition. There is no extra cost. This year, this spring, we will be going to Tokyo, Paris, and Peru. So it is actually a class that takes you abroad out of the United States to be able to increase your appreciations for different cultures and things that you are doing while you're at Hastings College. Another optional, or not another option, but another innovation that we have is all incoming freshmen receive an iPad and Apple Pencil. We are an Apple campus. This allows you to have extreme connection with, whether it is fellow students, it is your instructors, whatever that would be. But this is a cost that we incur that you do not have to. And combined with that, we do not charge for books. We don't charge for books. We don't charge for parking. We don't charge for laundry. All those things are included within our tuition at Hastings College. Our engagement is amazing. A campus of about 800 students, you have designated, the residence halls are there for all first year incoming students. We also have support services for, I would say, whether it would be potential athletes or someone that needs additional help in whether it's a science or whatever that would be, with our Studio 200. And our honors program, anybody that is, if you've got a 3.85 and above, this is a program that you can participate in. The nice thing also too about that is, combined with the organizations that we have, these are the organizations outside of the art, music, and athletics. There are 75 additional other organizations on campus. The thing that I enjoyed, I went to Hastings, I graduated from Hastings. What I loved about it was, everybody, and everybody knows you. It's safe to say that I still know at least 300 to 400 people that I went to school with at Hastings, and it's something that small college definitely gives you an advantage for. We are a very active campus because everybody knows everybody and everybody is right there with everybody. The organizations really jump on this, and everybody is involved, from athletics to music to drama, theater, whether it's the athletic teams themselves. Everybody is involved and everybody knows everybody. So there's this common bond throughout the campus. The residence halls that we do have, Taylor is all women, Altman is co-ed, Bronx is all men, and we have an additional Babcock Hall, which is another co-ed hall as well. Oops. Come on, my little clicker. After you are a sophomore, you have the option to go to the Bronco Village apartments. And these are kind of neat because now, instead of a dorm room situation, you have 4 rooms, you have a common kitchen and 2 restrooms or 2 bathrooms. So now you can live off campus technically, but you are still a stone's throw from the entire campus. Every student will get a scholarship of some kind. This is all based on your GPA. 12,000 is usually around the minimum that all students will receive. And as you can see here, we take a weighted GPA. So as many colleges have already stated, we are not taking the ACT or the SAT. So if you have a weighted GPA and you're over 4.0, you're going to be looking at it at the Crimson. At a 265, you would be looking at the ProReg. We have many other additional talent scholarships that are added on top of that. As you can see, we have many athletics, art, media, music, speech. We have added esports as well. And we even have a trap and a shooting team as well. These awards begin at $2,000 and can be as high as $7,000.
Hey, Dave, we have hit the end of your time together. So we've hit your 6 minutes. I know it just flies, but make sure we get your contact information in the chat.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you. Unfortunately, I've learned that Maryville University is not able to meet us tonight. They're very sad that they're not able to be here, but they do hope that you will go to their website and check it out for more information, contact their admissions counselors, and learn all about the great opportunities there in and out of the classroom. All right, we do still have a few minutes of time together, so I want to invite each of our representatives on camera. We're going to do some live Q&A together, and we're going to go in the exact same order that you presented. So we're going to start with Webster, work our way to Hastings. When the person ahead of you finishes, you can just turn your camera on and answer, or turn your microphone on and just answer the question. So I won't call on you in between. We'll just kind of flow from one person to the next. All right, here's our first question. What piece of advice would you give to someone going through the college search process, since you are all the pros of that experience?
Sure. I'll go ahead and start. So
Thank
I
you.
would mention, I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead.
So I will mention, definitely do an on-campus visit. I know everybody has a virtual option and all of those things, but it's going to be a gut instinct, right? You want to be able to come on campus, kind of get the tour, really get to see the types of students that are there and that sort of thing. So I highly suggest doing that. And like I said, it seems like a lot of us are actually open for campus visits. So feel free, start getting those booked. And we're very excited to see you all.
I would say make sure that your college search is your own. Don't feel like you have to do the same thing as mom and dad or your best friend. Just know that it's supposed to be your process as you kind of work through it and decide which college is going to be the best fit for you for the next 4 years.
And I would say to start your college search process early. This is really important. Go visit big schools, go visit small schools, go visit a community college, visit all kinds of schools. But starting early will give you time to be prepared during your senior year so you can make the best decision, but to also enjoy your senior year as well.
I would say connect with your admission counselor. I know it can be a stressful time going through this process. So we're all here to help and guide you through the enrollment process. So don't hesitate to reach out directly to your admission counselor. We all are great people and very personal people. So love to help.
Dave, you can go ahead.
Oh, I would agree. Look at the big and small. I think that's very important, but also look at all the costs. Weigh and see how many costs that there are additionally to just tuition. Room and board is also something that sometimes you and your parents don't understand, that all of a sudden, boom, there's a bill for this when a scholarship has been awarded. So I would make sure to uncover all the stones and make sure that you have a good feel for everything that you're going to incur.
All right. I love it. I love when people nod along, and those are some of my most favorite tips too. So I'm so glad you all were able to share them. All right. For our second question, 6 minutes is fast. And when people are watching this, we want to have that nice takeaway. So I'd love to hear from each of you one thing or a few words, sorry about that, or a few words about your school that you want students to take away, families to take away as they finish watching this presentation. We're going to go in the exact same order. So starting with Webster again, and then working our way to Hastings.
Sure. So I would just like for you guys to remember, Webster really offers a lot of opportunity, not only with our study abroad program, but we have over 120 majors. So there's just something for everyone. And I will say you can also end up with a minor if you find new interest areas along your college experience. So definitely something to take away tonight.
I would just remind students that the best way to find that college fit is to visit those schools in person. And at Wartburg, just remember that we do have that fly-in program. So if you want to fly in and visit your senior year, we know it can be expensive to start visiting some out-of-state schools. So we want to make that a little bit more possible for you during that college search.
And I would say that St. Ambrose has a lot of advantages with one being very affordable for both in-state and out-of-state students. But our tuition, we do zone tuition. So for us, it doesn't matter if you're taking 12 or 18 credit hours. If you're full-time, you just pay one price. So if you're wanting to double major, St. Ambrose would be a good place to start with that.
I'll say Iowa vibrancy. It's a very vibrant community. So obviously sports are huge on our campus, but also outside of sports, there's performing arts as well. And so just a very vibrant community. So come and check us out.
Dave, you can go ahead.
Yeah, and I would definitely say that with the flights coming out of Mesa now, all of a sudden a direct flight of 2 hours, you're out of state, you're out of your town, you're on your own, but yet you are still a 2-hour flight of about $50 from home. It gives you an opportunity to get out and see different things, see 4 seasons instead of hot and temperature of the sun. But don't be afraid to get out of your cocoon and go see different places and different environments.
I always love this one because I hear new little things, or I love how people summarize it. And I think it's just a great way to have a couple things for everyone to just take away as they get ready to explore more. Well, we've come to the end of our time together. I want to thank first of all, our admissions representatives. You all represented not just the facts and the figures, but the stories and the experiences of your students in and out of the classroom. Even in 6 minutes, that energy and excitement that you have really shines through. And thank you for taking the time to be here. For everyone who's watching, whether it's live or on the recording, maybe one name or a new state drew you to this session, but I hope you're walking away thinking, these are 5 awesome schools that I need to learn more about. Because remember, 6 minutes is just a small sneak peek of what every one of these campuses have to offer. And I think if I do, my advice, echoing what so many of the admissions representatives, try to share, is just explore more, ask questions. And I hope we've shown you that admissions counselors aren't just off in an office reading applications. They're really here to connect with you and your family and help you see everything that schools have to offer. So please reach out. They love answering questions, I promise. All right, so now that we have reached the official end, here is the information you need for the logistics right now. When you close your window, there's going to be a very quick 5-question survey. I promise, super short, but we do appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We hope that you have been enjoying the programming for students in Mesa and also Greater Arizona. There is still another round to come, so we hope you'll sign up for our next session. And we want to remind you that this session, as well as all the sessions from throughout the programming on both days, is being recorded. And it will all be posted in the week to come at the same website where you registered. So come sign up for that last round. And in the week ahead, come back, check out more sessions, share this one with family and friends at strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. Thanks again, everyone, for taking part of your day to be here and spend with us. Best wishes in your college search and all throughout this year to you and your family. Bye, everyone.